This is Cadillac Unscripted on 107.9 CDY. It's another Saturday morning. I am Rich Spicer, and next to me is my co-host Katy Huckle. And Katy, today this is going to be cool because the topic today is a group that you have a really, really deep passion for.
That's right.
And it's OASIS Family Resource Center. 1 week away is a huge event. And this is airing 7 days from the event. So, Katy, I'm going to let you take it away here. Okay. Oh, I got to mention our sponsors. Okay. First of all, thank you to Independent Bank. And thank you also to Marianne Quist of Remax Central for bringing you Cadillac Unscripted here in 107.9 CDY. And if you happen to miss any or all of this broadcast, we'll have it on YouTube for you in a couple of days' time here.
Sure.
So, all right, all yours, Katy.
Okay, so in the studio with us today, we have Jessie Felsk, and she is bringing a new event to Cadillac. It's called Second Chance Prom. And Jessie, welcome, and good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Can you tell us where your concept came from? There's a really neat story behind this.
Sure, you bet. I have a friend in Traverse City, Taryn Allen, and she and her group of friends wanted to try to support Hurricane Katrina in some way, whatever they could think of. And they all love dancing, and they decided to get some decorations, find some old dresses, bring their friends to Streeters, and raise money for Hurricane Katrina. And I think they started planning this event, pulled it off all within a couple weeks, and she and her friends raised like $3,500. So the minute
a lot of shingles, doesn't it?
I heard that, I was like, this has to come to Cadillac.
Wonderful. So can you explain to us what your role is with OASIS?
Sure, yeah. I recently, on February 1st, when I did my polar dip right into the water, I plunged into a new role at OASIS, and I'm working as the donor relations and volunteer coordinator. And I had history at the agency in direct service and kind of made this transition to better suit my family and just really do some of the things I've learned I've loved as I've been at the agency. So I'm really working with donors in our community, people that want to serve with their time, and throwing parties.
Okay. I see that smile. So you're enthusiastic about your new role. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
The event itself, can you tell us a little bit when and where and how we can get tickets?
Yes, sure. So we're having the event March 7, and it's a Saturday, 7 o'clock start time, goes till 11. It's at the WEX. And we are doing tickets on site if you'd like, or you can purchase your ticket ahead of time at Eventbrite, Brite. And when you search Eventbrite, you search Second Chance Prom OASIS.
Okay.
And that'll give you the link. You can buy your tickets directly there. And if you just don't get the chance between now and Saturday, you can just show up at our door. We'll have a registration table with your ticket at the door. It will be $40, and if you pre-purchase, ticket will be $35. Your ticket comes with 2 votes for our king and queen. We're having some nominations.
Rich, you and I could be prom king and queen. We could buy a bunch of... No, I'm kidding.
It's kind of funny that you guys mentioned this because I 4 years in high school, I never went to prom. I couldn't have been less interested in prom.
Okay.
However, I'm sure there's probably maybe a lot of people who are like me, never did go to prom, or have maybe a bad memory.
It's not too late, Rich.
Because
You're so right. My husband is on the list. He's like, I'm going to prom. I know my date's saying yes, and I might even get lucky. So he's happy.
Going wild in the studio.
That takes care of all the teenage angst. It's
Right.
all gone, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, Jessie, it really is a prom for adults.
Yes.
And
21 and older, we're checking IDs at the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so folks that have expressed interest to you, you know what your friend in Traverse City did, but are they excited about getting dressed up and the music? And
Very. People are so excited. I've already heard talk about banana clips and side shoulders, and some people are even picking decades that aren't maybe from their own life when they went to prom. Like, I'm wearing a 70s dress. I want to feather my hair. Chiffon all the way, and some people are going as like poodle skirts. So really you can choose. We have so many different types of dresses at Second Chance. There's a vintage section. There's a section that definitely looks 80s with polka dot and fuchsia. And then there's some really classic dresses that you could buy to wear to another event in the community. So lots of choices.
You imagine the photo ops are going to be that night, Katy?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yes.
I think you should go as John Travolta, and I should go as Charo.
Coochie, coochie, coo.
This is, I mean, all of us are smiling because, it just sounds fun. It just sounds like a good time.
It is going to be so fun.
Yes. Who's running your music and
Yes.
what's the genre that way with music?
Well, we are going to try to keep options open. Dino Armstrong is volunteering his time and his equipment and doing the DJing for us on this night. And we're also giving people opportunities to make requests with money. Okay. So if you have a song you're just dying to hear and you haven't heard it yet, you can buy a couple raffle tickets.
It is a fundraiser.
It is a fundraiser. How bad do you want to hear your song? So if you have a 20 and you really want to hear Pour Some Sugar on Me, then you got to bring out the money.
That's
yeah, exactly.
Right. And maybe your song would even play sooner if it was a larger donation. It could be.
That's true.
It could be.
That's exactly right.
So for our listeners that aren't familiar with the agency and what it does, and then let's dovetail Second Chance into that, which is a important umbrella OASIS is to Second Chance. Can you explain to our listeners about those two organizations?
Sure. So OASIS Family Resource Center services primary and secondary victims of domestic and sexual violence. And we do that in multiple ways. We have an emergency shelter for survivors to come and stay with their children. We have a transitional housing program that has specific eligibility requirements that supports people for 2 years after they leave shelter or leave a violent relationship. We have one-on-one support with advocacy and counseling on site in our admin building downtown on Mitchell. And we also have a parenting program that supports parents as they nurture their kiddos and want more support with home visits and learning developmental stages and things like that. So that is, a lot of stuff. There's so many different services that we offer, and Second Chance helps us create some general funds to pay for things that fall outside of some of our grants. So our Second Chance building has household items that can be used as people start permanent homes. Our staff there makes care kits that can be built specifically to what I need when I'm finding my own home with my kiddos.
It's a retail store with retail hours, almost like a Goodwill, if you will, but specific to Cadillac and to this OASIS.
And to our agency, right. So the funds that your donation helps our agency, and it helps the clients, and it helps people in our community find a good deal, find affordable clothing, and it's really exciting to highlight that part of our agency because sometimes people aren't fully aware that we are connected. And so calling it Second Chance Prom helps get people down to the building, stop in, check out some dresses, try something on. You can get a necklace, you can get a shawl, you can get shoes, you can get evening wear. So it's all there.
Right. So, Rich, this is interesting. So our folks that are coming out of transitional housing or have been in shelter, let's say they need to go to a job interview, or let's say now they're going to move into an apartment and they don't have pots and pans, or they don't have maybe a blazer to wear to that interview, they can visit the store, and the store and the shelter advocate and OASIS mothership all coordinate this for these people. It really is amazing, the collaboration that the agency has.
Yes.
And the unbelievable help that they provide to women and children. And
it's been going on for years.
Long time.
In this long time.
Yeah. Time.
You got involved many years ago.
I did. Yep, I got involved in the 90s.
Yeah.
And so, And so I don't think people realize.
You were only like 12.
That's right. Yeah. So
such passion as a teenager.
Yeah. Yes, well, but it's funny because I don't think folks realize the amount of money that store can throw off. And so it's important to support it by shopping there, but it's also important to support it by making donations to OASIS of your gently used stuff. That's the place to drop it, and they put it to good use and get it out and get it merchandised and sell it. And We were just cleaning the garage yesterday and saying someone's trash is somebody else's treasure, and I made a big Yukon full of stuff drop off this morning, Jessie.
Thank you.
So they saw me coming, they're like, oh dear, here she comes.
Right.
Well,
But-
I think it's extremely important to spread the word about this because there are multiple places you can go to donate these kinds of things. And I don't know that the Second Chance resale store is top of mind when it comes to that. So
Sure.
it's good. It's
Get
good
the
to
word
talk
out.
about it. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you talk about people, guys, what are the men going to wear to this thing?
Yeah, well, suede coats,
Okay.
ruffled tuxedo shirts, cummerbunds. I think the options are endless. Or you could even just wear, like, I think my girlfriend, the one that wants to wear the poodle skirt, he's dressing like a greaser or like James Dean. He's, you know,
like a
I
white
think it's
t-shirt,
probably a
jeans.
bargaining chip, right? Like if I can go and wear a t-shirt and black pants, I'll go, you know, and let her wear whatever she wants. But really anything goes attire wise. Really, we just want people to come out, have fun. Clam Lake is helping us with bartending.
Awesome.
We have I haven't mentioned yet the photography opportunities. So Sister Studios is helping. Every ticket will come with a photo. So people will have a chance to get their couple shot. And then if you want additional photos, you can make a minimum $5 donation to get another photo of yourself and your girlfriends or a couple couples at a time. So we're really excited about people donating time and energy to something new that we haven't done. And it really feels like there's a lot of excitement around the event. People are sharing it. They're talking about it. They're giving their time and energy, and that all just feels great.
Well, and you've got momentum. I mean, you've already raised a lot of money. Can you tell us about that? Who your big sponsors are? Who's been stepping up here?
Okay, so yes, the support has been terrific. The person that gave me the idea for this event has committed to donating $500. So that just felt so full circle for her and her business to support us. And that's Shoreline Endodontics. And they have an office in Traverse City, but they also have a satellite office here in Cadillac.
Okay, great.
And we've been sponsored by Dental Health Professionals, Cadillac Family Physicians. We have some support from individual people that we're going to recognize on our tables and give them shout outs. And we'll have a slideshow going that will recognize people with their logos and how they've helped. And the $500 sponsors get to nominate kings and queens.
Okay.
So we are not at that point of announcing who those might be, but that will be an extra feature of the night is you'll get 2 votes to vote for the king and queen of the evening. So that'll be exciting.
Oh, that's great. I can picture groups of girls. You know, that's a thing now.
Oh, yes.
Groups of girls going to homecoming together, or groups of girls going to prom together. And,
Yes.
and even groups of guys.
Yeah.
But for something like this, for grown people, I mean, everybody likes to think about their prom dress or prom dress. And you mentioned earlier there aren't a lot of places to go dancing or a lot of events to get dressed up for. So 2 points on that I thought were great, Jessie, was your ticket price. A lot of people are going to be able to afford to do this. And then secondly, let people look forward to a night of dancing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Little Caesars is serving pizza
Great.
in the evening. And I just thought of something and now it's left my brain. It'll come back.
Maybe the ticket price. That could have been it too.
Right. We just want to have a fundraiser that can appeal to most people. And $35 or $40 to have a night of dancing, some pizza. We're going to have some snacks. Sweet Shop's going to pop us some popcorn.
Oh, perfect.
We'll have different varieties of drinks. We'll, of course, have some punch there because it's prom and you have to have punch.
You have to have punch at prom, right?
No
You have
spiking
to.
the punch is allowed, though. We have to have one punch without alcohol.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, it feels like a really full night and a DJ there, and we're gonna get some fun lights from Traverse City and have it just really feel nostalgic.
Now many proms have a theme, you know.
Yes.
What are we going with a theme?
We picked some colors, but we didn't want people to think that if we had a theme and it was outside of that it'd be hard to come. So we're just calling it Second Chance Prom. We're going with like blacks, golds, whites for our balloons, and
Everybody
there'll be
has
some
an
fun
idea.
splashes.
Okay.
And you don't
Yes.
want to lock yourself into an era here.
Right.
Right.
Because it sounds like you've got anywhere from the 50s through on up through the double zeros.
Exactly. And
Going
I would
on
love
there.
to see a group like that too. I would love groups of people to come. This isn't just for 25-year-olds. It's not just for people in their 40s. Like, I would love a wide range of people of all ages to come. And how fun. I know people love to dance. My parents like dancing. They're in their 60s. I love dancing. I'm in my 40s. Like, we all love it. So I think it'll be fun to see the crowd.
Rich, maybe you should be a chaperone and be in charge of good behavior. Kind of tap people on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me, you're dancing a little too close."
We're pulling out the bleachers even, so there might be make-out corners. You have to be, we might need chaperones.
Oh, goodness.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Everybody really does have their idea of what a prom should be. And I know for women, it's way more visual. And so I was getting ready to ask you about food. We're going to have food, and I thought, in my mind, I'm thinking, what do people want at prom? They want pizza. That's what they want. So I think you've hit all the bases on this.
Yeah, I think, and who knows, maybe there will be some after bowling someday, right? Like a couple years down, maybe prom will go into the wee hours if we have the energy. Who knows?
Right.
But as the first year, it's just been fun to see individuals come out and support businesses. It's been exciting just to see all the energy behind it. So I'm looking forward to this being the first annual.
Well, then after this one is done, you go back and you look at what worked and what didn't work, and you figure out what to do better next year.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I got to give you girls hats off, because to me, the sign of a strong nonprofit fundraising team is a group that does what they've always done well, and then finds new things to do and new energy behind those things. So that you're constantly evolving and growing, because we also know sometimes it's time to retire an event, and that's hard to do, but you've got to have other fundraisers in place to replace that revenue. And so good for you that you're going to make this happen.
Part 2 of our chat with Jessie Felsk from OASIS Family Resource Center, coming up in just a few moments after a word from our sponsor, as well as a weather check with Morris Langworthy, coming up on 107.9 CDY. Buying a home is still the great American dream. And yes, it can be an intimidating process, but you can rest assured and have confidence when the professionals from RE/MAX Central are in your corner to guide you through it. Mary Ann Quist of RE/MAX Central has helped hundreds of home buyers in and around the Cadillac area navigate the process over the years, and she's ready to help you too. From start to finish, from finding a home to submitting an offer, to understanding the purchase agreement, to inspections, surveys, and appraisals, to the time when you finally sit down and sign those closing documents, Mary Ann will be there. When you're ready to buy, talk to Mary Ann Quist at RE/MAX Central. See her listings at teamquist.com. Cadillac Unscripted with Jessie Felsk from OASIS Family Resource Center continues on 107.9 CDY.
What is a goal? If you were going to throw out a number, Katy, I want to hit this. What is that number?
It'd be awesome to raise $10,000.
Wow, that would be huge.
So amongst that $10,000, so say you get $10,000.
Yeah.
The treasurer is going to sit down and is going to figure out what the biggest needs are. What's that biggest chunk of $10,000 going towards? Your biggest need? What's your biggest need?
When I hear that question, I think of the things that we often have to say no to, right? When I think of need, those are the things that we have to say to clients, no, we actually can't help with that. And a lot of times things come up that clients need that are definitely direct service related, and we have to say no. So maybe that's support with some first month's rent. Maybe that's support to help pay off an electric bill. Maybe that's just you need a $50 gas card to deal with custody in the 2 counties away that you fled from your abuser. A lot of times when clients have direct financial needs, OASIS can't help. We go to work, pull out our resource guide, start calling places like Love in the Name of Christ. We connect with DHHS. We have amazing relationships, but we all have general fund shortages. So when you do a fundraiser like this, you create general funds that can be spent on things that are unique. And, and sometimes we'll write these little grants for $700 here, $800 there, which takes staff time and energy and pulls us away from some of our other roles and makes people just have a lot on their plate. And simple things like sometimes women in shelter, their children aren't in sports because maybe they can't afford the McDonald's that's on the ride home, or the special kind of shoe or uniform, or a photo that you need taken to be in that sport. And we want to help clients normalize their life as much as they can. So general funds with less restrictions open doors for everyone. And honestly, they partly fund positions like mine. Like, some grants don't see a fund developer or a donor relations or a volunteer coordinator as a fully funded position. So we need to sometimes put small amounts of general fund towards positions that might fall outside of direct service. But doing this work helps direct service be easier. You know, you help find a volunteer that's willing to cook a meal 1 week a night for a group. That makes it easier for a counselor to get people around the table because they have a meal and they have a snack for their kids and a volunteer that's safe to watch them. Wow. And that helps our services get carried out.
It's powerful to hear what the money's going to do.
Yeah.
It really is. Another thing, Rich, that I think is important is that for folks to know is that OASIS is heavily dependent on grants. And if a grant gets cut, they're scrambling because they don't want to withdraw services from the community. These are folks that have come to depend on the agency. And as she said, they are well respected with fellow nonprofits that are referring clients to them for that niche need. And they don't want to turn those folks away and disrupt all of that. So to keep all of that money flowing is an absolute juggling act.
Yes.
Financially for
it
you guys.
is. So many different grants with so many unique requirements, and sometimes people in positions that only can see certain clients because of what they come with. You know, it's like if you're a sexual assault counselor and a crisis walks in for domestic violence, we have to find someone or even pull them out of a session to work with that walk-in. So
that's their specialty?
Right,
Okay.
and how they're funded, and it's really strict. And sometimes when general funds increase, you get this ability to braid funding. And wouldn't it make sense if one day every single staff at our agency had a little general fund? Then they could always feel like they could support at events. They could support whoever walked in the door. It would give, the more general fund increases, it gives your staff a lot more flexibility in how they can help and do their job.
It empowers them.
Yes, right. You can shine where you really, where you're drawn to. So that's all exciting goals down the road, but fundraising is a huge part of nonprofit success. It really is.
Oh, absolutely.
And seizing on a unique event like this that hopefully just takes off.
Thank you.
You know?
Yes.
Absolutely. So your buddy from Traverse City who did this initially, who launched it, what did she say was the most fun? What was the best part?
Well, the photos alone just spoke. I couldn't go. I remember wanting to attend and I couldn't. But the photos, theirs was 80s. They did pick a decade. So there was a lot of neon. There was a lot of hairspray. There was a lot of eyeshadow. So the photos from that, and the guys had a blast with it too. Like the guys were wearing really bright clothes, and there was some high hair, and and I think dancing, coming together to dance and just cut loose. It's just, I think, something missing probably in all of our lives to move our bodies like that and just dance and feel free.
Well said. Plus, think about how carefree we were. We didn't know what we know now.
Right,
we were going to prom, right?
Yes. Well, that real. I mean, that's the second chance. You know, there are people who don't necessarily have fond memories of their prom.
I know.
So it's a chance to kind of wipe out something that was negative with a positive.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
But this coming from the guy who never went to prom. So.
Well, this is why I think you need to go, and I think you need a ruffled
I
tuxedo.
agree. Oh my gosh. And if you don't want to full on buy one, you can rent ruffled tuxedos. I checked with downtown. Whoa. I checked with Ashley, and you can rent a baby blue ruffle.
Baby blue.
Oh yeah. You got to embrace it, I think, if you're going to go the ruffle tux.
Go big or go home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So do you think couples will come in matching tuxedo and prom dresses, this type of a look?
I do.
Oh, wow.
I think and I don't think everyone, but I have heard people already looking for them, and at least with matching color, like trying to get, Josh and I are totally color coordinated. And we've even been exploring with some local florists some specials with corsage and boutonniere. So stay tuned.
I'm telling you, you need to get in on this. Jessie will let you be a chaperone.
There is one more thing I forgot to mention.
Okay.
Restaurants.
Okay.
So Timbers, the Clam, the Raven, and Herman's are all doing a discounted meal when you come dressed up, 10%. And that money's coming back to OASIS. So just one more small way in our community to say we support this event. We want to get people out. And also for us to say thank you to all these businesses who support us in other ways throughout with many other fundraisers with donated food or who knows.
Yeah, don't go out of town. Don't go out of town for dinner.
Here.
Stay in town for your dresses, for your tuxedos, for your dinner. What are you gonna do to make the Waxhaw prom like? Lights?
Yes,
okay.
We are getting a prom package very similar to TC Central, what they usually get in Traverse City.
I love it.
So there will be lots of fun lights. There will be a disco ball.
Oh, boy.
And we're pulling out the bleachers. We're trying to make it more intimate. The Wex is really helping us. They recently just purchased curtains for the entire square footage of that place. Okay. And it's really clean and it's really fresh looking. And so putting all those curtains up for us will kind of just bring it in, make it a little more intimate. And the bleachers, I think, will just give you that prom feel.
Right.
And balloon arches, too.
Balloon arches.
And mylar fringe, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no
we're not
prom
going
is
super
complete.
classy. We want to just, embrace the, popcorn and potato chips probably for snacks.
It's like the all-American prom.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah.
Yes. So you'll have to find out from Sue, who runs Second Chance, when this is all over, how much fun those guys had with people walking into the store and getting dresses and stuff like that.
Yes.
So, Rich, this is a fun fact about Second Chance. So Second Chance is right on Mitchell Street.
Yep.
And Jeremy, the store manager at TJ Maxx, has been a really good advisor for that store. So he'll give us leftover racks, and he comes to our luncheon every year and gives us 20 brand new purses, and the ladies go nuts because who doesn't want to win a free purse? That's a thing, purses, yes. And so you might find some retailers saying, I don't want competition, but I think TJ Maxx is a real solid friend to Oasis, and specifically Jeremy.
Yes.
So we just had to give him a little shout out.
Oh my gosh, so true.
It is. Yeah,
yes.
He's great. Okay, so pizza at the prom, like you said, some snacks. You're going to have a bar. You're going to have a DJ. You're going to have balloon arches. Rich, what's missing?
I really think we ought to recap when, where, how tickets can be obtained, all that stuff in the few minutes we have left.
Okay, let's do it, Jessie.
So Saturday, March 7 o'clock at the Wex, after your dinner somewhere in the community.
Which you can save 10% on, as you just mentioned, in a few places.
And $35 if you purchase your ticket now at Eventbrite, BRITE, search Second Chance Prom, Oasis. And at the door, those tickets will be $40. We'll have lots of people running registration, putting on some wristbands kind of to recognize that everyone's over 21.
Smart.
We will wrap things up at 11, and there will be pizza delivered during the event. There'll be prom voting for king and queen. There'll be special requests, photos. I think that covers all of it. Saturday night, March 7.
All of the fun of prom and none of the angst.
That's
right. Yes, no stress.
No stress.
Just come as you are, dance, be with friends, come with girlfriends, come with buddies, whatever works. Come even for just a couple hours. I think it's so fun just to even pop in and see how it all has shaped out. That's what's exciting to me, just to see all of it come together. And
such a clever name, Second Chance Prom.
That was definitely our executive director.
Well done.
Amber Herline definitely came up with that name.
Great. So, well, we just hope you have the best time. We can't wait to see the photos, and I think you're going to hit a home run on this one, Jessie.
Yeah, let us know afterwards.
That's right.
Let us know afterwards how much was raised, and I know you'll pick out a date for the second annual.
You bet.
And you'll be welcome to come back again next year and talk all about it.
We want to hear all about it.
Great.
We want to see the pictures.
Yes, we'll be excited. We'll definitely give some shout outs.
Good.
And thanks for your time here today. It's been great to talk about it. I'm very excited, and I really appreciate all the support around the event. It's meant a lot.
Feels like a winner, doesn't it, Rich?
Sure does. Sure does. All
Thanks,
right.
Jesse.
You're
Another edition of
welcome.
Cadillac
Thanks,
Unscripted
Katy.
in the books, and it's sponsored by Independent Bank and Marianne Quist of Remax Central. Join us next week, same time, same station, for another Cadillac Unscripted on 107.9 CDY.